What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, 26-0, 24 by way of knockout. Phenom, rising contender, who was fighting for his first IBO World Championship at the welterweight division, Jaron Boots Ennis. His fight with the rough, rugged Chris Van Heerden, who was the former IBO World Welterweight Champion. Now, that fight has ended, unfortunately, in a clash of heads and is now ruled a no decision. But Jaron Boots Ennis, let me tell you, looked absolutely phenomenal. He landed 22 out of 50 punches. He was letting his hands go. He looked like he was on the verge of stopping Chris Van Heerden in the first round of that fight. As the fight was unfolding in the first round, it looked like Chris Van Heerden was on the way to being stopped in the fight, but unfortunately, an accidental clash of heads saw the fight ended in a bad cut, a bad injury for Chris Van Heerden, and he couldn't continue immediately. Blood was just pouring out, and immediately the doctor came on the apron. He looked at it and he waved it off, but he didn't even have to do that because you could see from the way the injury was, bleeding out, that this fight wasn't going to continue. This is unfortunately for Jaron Boots Ennis, who seemed to be in the verge of making a statement as he wanted to, as he was looking to do. He was looking to make a statement against Chris Van Heerden in capturing an IBO title and, let it be known, announce himself to the rest of the welterweight division. As he stated, he wanted to get the likes of, undefeated unified WBC IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Earl the True Spence Jr. and undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, who's currently the WBO welterweight world champion, widely considered the number one pound for pound boxer in the world, Terrence Bud Crawford. He wanted to make a statement to put them on notice. As he stated, his style was suited for them. He says that he loves to fight southpaws. Chris Van Heerden is a southpaw, and this entire fight tonight, Jaron Boots Ennis says he loves fighting southpaws because he himself is a switch fighter. He can switch from orthodox to southpaw, and this entire fight, as long as it lasted in a very short period of time, but he was in the southpaw stance, and he says that, ironically enough, the top 3 guys in the welterweight division currently are all southpaws, that being Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, and 8-division legendary iconic superstar boxer who's the WBA welterweight world champion Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. They're all southpaws. But Terrence Crawford is a switch fighter, just like Jaron Boots Ennis. He's naturally an orthodox fighter who has most of his success in the southpaw stance. So with that said, he said that, the fact that southpaws are uncomfortable fighting other southpaws, and he can make them guys very uncomfortable. And Chris Van Heerden is a common opponent for him and Errol Spence Jr., that he wanted to fight southpaws, and he loves fighting southpaws. He had a lot of success because he makes them uncomfortable being in the southpaw stands. As he stated, southpaws don't like to fight southpaws. And unfortunately, he was seeming on his way to put on a dominant performance against Chris Van Heerden, and the fight was stopped. So we have to see, what's next for Jaron Boots Ennis. This was his opportunity to capture a IBO title. It's not one of the 4 major sanctioned bodies, the WBO, WBA, WBC, or IBF, but it's an announcement to the boxing world. And unfortunately, it was taken from him tonight due to an accidental headbutt. So we have to see what's next. Obviously, he's already in shape. He don't have to go into a full training camp he could turn around, make a very, very quick turnaround. Obviously, it's going to take quite some time for Chris Van Heerden to heal and recover from this fight, from this injury that he suffered tonight. So I'm almost certain that Jaron Boots Ennis is going to have to go in a different direction. Maybe there's another opponent they have, on the horizon. I myself would love to see Jaron Boots Ennis get an opportunity against a guy like WBA regular champion Yordenis Ugas, or a guy like Sergey Lipinets. Maybe Thomas Delorme is healthy. This was originally supposed to be Jaron Ennis and Thomas Delorme, and Thomas Delorme, tested positive. So with that said, he was removed from the fight, and Chris Van Heerden was replacing Thomas Delorme. So maybe Thomas Delorme is available, sometime in January, mid-January, or something of that sort, and maybe they could schedule that, and he could replace Chris Van Heerden, because, like I stated, Jaron Boots Ennis he's always in shape. He stays in the gym, he stays on point, and right now he just got a half a round in, and he's already ready. So with that said, I'm expecting to see him back, a quick turnaround, make his way back to the ring, and get a replacement. Like I said, Thomas Delorme makes all the sense in the world, but I wouldn't mind to see him get his opportunity in the WBA. The way he came out tonight, the way he looked tonight, he seemed to be on the verge. Like I said, I didn't even think, and you can listen to the announcers, they didn't expect Chris Van Heerden to make it through that first round. I wasn't expecting him to make it. The way Jaron Boots Ennis came out, he looked like he came out to make a huge statement tonight. It seemed like he was on the verge of making a huge statement tonight. And, unfortunately, things happen, right? Accidental headbutt, and it was taken from him. So I want to see him get his opportunity against Yordenis Ugas, right? He was clearly a more talented guy against him and Chris Van Heerden tonight. It was abundantly clear in that short burst, in that short period of time, that this wasn't going the distance, okay? So Yordenis Ugas would be my choice. Maybe he gets the opportunity, Jamal James will be another great opportunity for Jaron Boots Ennis. Jamal James is number 10 in the rankings, the welterweight ranking system. So, maybe we could get Jamal James in the Jaron Boots Ennis. This is unfortunate. It's disappointing to me. I'm sure it's disappointing to Jaron Ennis, because I look forward to seeing him capture, this IBO belt, and see what his next move is going to be. And obviously, it's going to have to be another. Hopefully, he could get a Ugas fight, like I said, but Jamal James, more realistic. Thomas Delorme, that level of opponent to replace what took place tonight against Chris Van Heerden. But like I said, he feels like he's ready. He says that it's difficult for him to secure opponents because they stated that he's too high of a risk with too low of reward. He's not a big money man yet. Obviously he hasn't headlined a major card yet. Let alone pay-per-view. We have Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. They're doing pay-per-views. Manny Pacquiao obviously is doing pay-per-views. So he has to secure one of those major fights, and maybe a opportunity with two-time welterweight world champion superstar boxer Showtime Sean Porter may present itself. But when Sean Porter was on my show, he said that he absolutely would not fight Jaron Boots Ennis unless he was a world champion, he was a mandatory challenger, and he had no choice but to fight him. Kell Brook, don't want to see that. Maybe, like I said, Jamal James is Sergey Lipinets. Yordenis Ugas is my number one choice for Jaron Boots Ennis, but maybe a quick turnaround. It has to be a Thomas Delorme, you know what I mean? But he is going to, stage a lot of people. He's going to scare a lot of people off. Point blank and period. Let's not dance around it. He has a lot of talent. He's very big. He's 5'10". He has a 74-inch arm reach. So he's even bigger than Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence is 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. Now, Terrence Crawford, ironically enough, is smaller than both of them. He's 5'8", but he has a 74-inch arm reach just like Jaron Boots Ennis. But Jaron Boots Ennis is 10 years younger than Terrence Crawford at 23. Terrence Crawford is 33. Errol Spence is 7 years older than Jaron Ennis at 30 years old, going on 31. So, but his athletic ability, his punching power, his boxing knowledge, his boxing ability, his hand speed, it's gonna scare a lot of people off. Point blank and period. A lot of people are not gonna, like he said, too high of a risk with a low reward. But is it a big fight for Yordenis Ugas? No. For Yordenis Ugas, he wants to land one of the world champions because he's the WBA regular champion. So he wants to secure a belt opportunity against one of those guys, right? Is he willing to give Jaron Ennis an opportunity? Is it a big money fight for Yordenis Ugas? No, it's not. He wants a rematch with Sean Porter. He wants to get an opportunity at the full WBA super championship against Manny Pacquiao, you know, so he's going to be looking to secure one of those fights. But, you know, I want to see Jaron Ennis get his opportunity. Hopefully we get to see him back in the ring very, very soon. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.